Okay, well, I'm going to give you all a garden update. Some of you have been asking, so I'll show you guys what we got going on here. Actually, I'll start with the pails. The pails have been awesome. You know, these pails obviously have potting mix in them, so these are being grown with some pretty good soil, actually, where our raised beds, those are 100% organic, so I haven't added anything to them. I brought soil from our garden back behind the cabin here, wheelbarrowed it up, and then dumped it in the raised beds, planted our crops in it, and that's all I've done to it. So I haven't added anything to it, like Miracle-Gro or any sort of fertilizer, nothing. It's just been dirt, and yeah, just been watering it and weeding it, and that's all I've done to it. But anyways, the reason I bring that up is because the stuff in our pails just looks a lot more healthy than the stuff in our raised beds. Our raised beds are doing fine, but this stuff just looks, I mean, just the dark green on it, it just looks healthy, you know, more healthy than the raised beds. But we have banana peppers here. These have been doing pretty good. We've eaten some of those. And then these are our jalapenos. And those are doing pretty well. They're tiny yet. I don't think we've harvested any at this point. Waiting to see if these get bigger. They've kind of been, some of these have been this size for a while now, but we'll give them a little bit more time and hopefully they grow a little bit more. These two pails are green peppers. So you can see we got a decent one there. Some more here, but none of real big size quite yet. Here is our cucumbers. We're just letting these grow right on the deck, but you can see there's a decent one there. We've picked a lot of these. Anytime they get, you know, where they're decent enough size, we pick them right away, but you got some little ones coming here. Here we just kind of have some herbs, some basil, some parsley, some other stuff. That stuff is doing really well. That just, you know, last year we just put it in planters like that and just kept it watered, and it does really well. Here's a couple of green bean pails. We do have a raised bed of green beans as well, but we did some in pails, and I don't know, there's not really any difference between the ones that are being grown in the pails and the ones in the raised beds. Both are doing very well. You can see the size of some of these beans. Pretty good. We've been eating the beans every day, pretty much, it seems. But yeah, the garden is doing a lot better this year, you know. Been learning a lot this year, and I'm excited to expand next season. So, still have a lot to learn, but you know what? It's fun actually being able to enjoy the fruits of our labor a little bit this year. So here's a look at the raised beds. We'll start with the onions. These are, I think, ready to harvest. They're falling over, which in my garden book says they're not getting nutrients anymore, and it's probably time to harvest them. The only issue is some of them are pretty small yet. Some are okay size. I mean, this one's not bad. There's some decent sized ones and some pretty little ones that are falling over. But we've eaten some of these. They have a really good flavor. Red onions, same thing. Over here on this, half of this is white onions, half of this is red onions. They're all falling over. Some pretty decent sized ones. I've had a couple that are, you know, baseball sized, but the ones that are left here didn't do very well. I mean, we're gonna eat them. They're definitely edible and definitely tasty. They're just, I wish they would have gotten a little bigger. So these are tomatoes, and these should be, you know, have trellises, but considering they don't, they're doing pretty well, and we've been harvesting quite a few and eating them, and they're delicious. Next year, definitely going to get some trellises for these. Tomatoes should have trellises. We just kind of dropped the ball on that this year, but yeah, like I said, considering that they don't, they're doing quite well, and we're getting good, healthy clumps of them, and the ones that I've picked and eaten are pretty good, and they're growing to be, I mean, pretty good size, so, you know, no complaints really here with these. This entire bed is Juliet tomatoes, and same thing, no trellises, just kind of let them do their thing. I just kind of help them up and let them kind of grow together. Next year, definitely doing trellises, like I said, but you can see here's some ones that are ready down here. These never make it. They never seem to make it inside the cabin because I just sit out here and eat them all because they're so good. But yeah, you can see here, we're going to end up with plenty of them. I'm going to help these up a little bit more. In this one, we have more beans. There's a nice one right there. And again, we eat beans every day. And there's some more there. So next year, we're definitely going to do a lot less lettuce. We have 2.5 raised beds pretty much of lettuce, and it's been way more than Sierra and I can eat. We're going to end up having to give a bunch of it away or feeding it to the chickens. You know, it's we've been eating salads every day like they're going out of style, and it's still, yeah, way too much. So I'd rather have more beans, more onions, you know, peas, you know, things that you can you know, rather than just lettuce. So that was kind of a beginner mistake. We were like, well, we'll eat a lot of salads, you know, during the summer and fall, and can just come out and, you know, pick off some lettuce and whip together a salad really quick. But yeah, it's been way too much, even with eating salads every day. So definitely going to cut back on that next year and do more can-friendly vegetables. These are Brussels sprouts, and we haven't harvested any yet. Some are getting there. You can see in there, maybe, but I don't know. We'll let that develop a little bit more, but we haven't really done anything with these. In this raised bed, we have some celery. Then this is all kale, the rest of it. And I've been eating a decent amount of kale. I'm not a massive fan of it. I know it's decently good for you, but that was too much for Sierra and I this year. This raised bed is all broccoli, and it's starting to come in real nice now. In the last week or so, it really started to develop. So we're starting to get some nice heads there. And then these last two, these are our lettuce, basically. I mean, everything, all the lettuce is doing pretty good, except for, I mean, that arugula. But, you know, we have spinach. I think that's butter crunch lettuce over here. But, yep, just been mixing it all together, basically, and trying to eat as much of it as we can. That way it doesn't go to waste, or we don't have to just give it away or you know, give it to the chickens. So we want to eat as much of it as we can. So that is the garden update. Yeah, it's been nice actually being able to eat out of it this year. And I don't know, not bad. You know, we're 100% dependent on rainwater here, no well. You know, if we're not getting rain, I have to go to the lake and haul water. So it's been a decent amount of work. Not too bad, because we've actually been getting you know, some rain this summer, but yeah, all things considered, it's not too bad. Well, it is a new day, and I just got back from the store, and they finally had the trim boards in that I need to finish up trimming out to the wall that I built down the middle of the cabin when we extended our loft. And I've stopped in there, yeah, 2 or 3 times now, and they've either had none, or the ones they had were just ugly. So they finally had some acceptable looking ones. So I picked some up, and yeah, we're gonna bang this out, and then that center wall will be completely done. Hi, kitty. So all I gotta do is, I'm gonna rip a board to the same thickness as this, just a nice pine board, and we'll trim out the frame, and then add our trim on both sides. Okay, the trim is complete, inside and out. So both rooms, kitchen and living room. Pretty simple way to do it. And I think it looks pretty nice. So now I'm gonna build a butcher block. We looked at butcher blocks in the store, and they're $189, and that's just for the block. You don't get any legs or anything else with it. So we decided to build our own, and we got everything to do it, the oil and everything for I think like 55 bucks or something, or somewhere right around there. So quite a bit cheaper, and I think it'll look pretty nice. But the reason we're doing a butcher block is we cook from scratch almost all the time, and when you do that, you create so many dishes. You know, we always have 4 or 5 pans or skillets going on the stove. And of course, you know, with eating out of the garden, you're always cutting up veggies and cutting meat, so we use a lot of cutting boards, and then you're just making a lot of dishes with cutting boards and pots and pans and everything, which is just kind of the way it goes. But with a butcher block, we can kind of eliminate cutting boards for the most part. You know, we can just do all of our food prep right on the butcher block. So here's what I'm gonna make it out of. I just got 2x4s. That's gonna be for the framing, of course. And then the block itself is just gonna be 2x6s, 2x6 studs. So kind of a rustic look. This will get oil on top of it, actually several coats of oil. So it should bring out the wood a little bit more. And I'm using nails for the framing, then I'll screw the block down to this. I'm just running low on screws, so I want to use nails as much as I can. Well, Sierra's picking up some salad for dinner tonight, or is that for lunch?
It's for lunch.
Sweet.
A little late lunch.
So she's picking some salad. We got the chickens free ranging. I don't let them out every day anymore, you know, since we've had a couple casualties to the fox. So, but if I'm outside, you know, I'm in and outside, you know, pretty much the rest of the night here. So it's a good time for them to be out if they want to be, and they definitely love it. Okay, so I got this first one positioned exactly where I wanted. It's tacked on and everything, so now all I gotta do is just line the rest of them up with that one, and it should come out good. So I got this laying down this way now because I need to put these in to support the bottom legs so they can't sway this way. And this will strengthen it up a lot. And then up here, this will be where my shelf sits. Hi, kitty. Hi, kitty. Okay, well here's a look at it all wrapped up. So that's about what it's going to look like. We are going to add one more shelf more than likely, but we're kind of putting things away right now. Kind of rearranging the kitchen, the cupboards and everything, and kind of seeing how we want things. And then, yeah, depending on what we want to put here, that will determine the height. So we're just going to wait on that a little bit, but right now I'm going to throw a coat of oil on here. So this is what we're going to be using for this, just this Howard cutting board oil. It's colorless, odorless, tasteless, food grade, all that good stuff. When we're done applying this, when we get enough coats of this on, then we'll finish it with this. And of course, only the block is getting this stuff, not the whole thing. There's no need to do the shelf or anything, just the cutting board here. Okay, well there's one coat on it. So we'll let that dry, come back out in about 30 minutes or so, and slap another one on. Alright, well I got a few coats of the oil on, so that is dry now. So now I'm going to add the conditioner. Let's see how this looks. See how far that gets us.
I'm excited to see the finished product.
Me too. How's it look?
Looks really good. I
Pretty
love it. I really love it.
Alright, I put a pretty thick coat of that conditioner on, so we'll give that a little over an hour, let that dry, and it says to apply 3 to 4 coats, so I'll put 4 on there. But there's thunder in the distance, so I think we're going to move this operation inside, just in case it rains. Hopefully I can get all 4 coats done tonight. I might not be able to. If not, then we're hoping we'd be able to use this for breakfast tomorrow, but we might have to wait till lunch, but we'll see where we're at by the end of the night. Well, it is the next day, and we have the butcher block just about wrapped up. I have one more coat I need to put on this, then it will be totally done, but that is what it looks like. So I've made it the same height as this existing island. But as you can see, we're kind of rearranging the kitchen a little bit right now, getting some changes made, and the reason why is, you know, we cook from scratch all the time, and when you do that, you're using a lot of dishes, you're using a lot of utensils, and we're just, you know, we've been kind of thinking, how can we lay this out so it's practical? So you can kind of see what we got going on here. I'm not going to talk too much about it because this will be in next video. We'll probably do a whole cabin tour and show you all the changes that we're going to make. And included in that video will probably be a full tour, an updated tour of the entire cabin, because in the next few days here, we're just gonna bang out some punch list kind of stuff. You know, there's just little tiny things that still need to get wrapped up on this place for it to be totally done. I mean, just a couple trim boards here and there, you know, a couple outlets. I mean, I got these kitchen lights to do. That won't take very long. So it's kind of just minor details that need to get done. It's just, we've just been putting it off because it hasn't really been that big of a deal, but now it's like, yeah, let's just get all that stuff done so that way it's not unfinished, you know? But yeah, you know, just little things like touch-up paint here and there, you know, that's where I had that ice box that I made, that fridge with the foam board insulation that we decided to shift gears on. So some scuffed paint there, you know, little things like that will just make the place look a lot better and a lot more finished. So stay tuned for that. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I wanted to show the garden because some people have been asking about it. Pretty small scale garden. You know, it's not anything spectacular, but you know, it's been okay. You know, we've been able to eat out of it and eat a lot out of it, and we're gonna have some stuff to can probably. And yeah, it's been feeding us all summer, so I don't know what really more you could ask for than that. But next year I definitely want to expand this, you know. Next year I want to triple the size of the raised beds and do a lot more pails as well, but do more can-friendly vegetables, you know, things that are that do well canned, because you know, we want to get to the point where we're able to eat this stuff year-round, you know. So looking at it, you know, we're going to definitely be able to can some stuff this year, some tomatoes for sure. I don't know what else. I don't think we're going to be able to have enough beans to can just because we've been plowing through those. But yeah, we'll see what we end up with. So stay tuned. Next video, like I said, we're getting a lot of little punch list things done. Yeah, as you guys kind of got to see there, a little remodeling in the kitchen. Not really remodeling, just moving some stuff around is all. But yeah, stay tuned for that video. I think you guys will like to see the changes. And as always, I appreciate you watching, and I will see you soon.